Hetepu, Haru Nefer, Namaste. This is Kasankma Keperu with another video for you. In this video, I have a very interesting clip for you. This is an exchange between Linda Lowton Howell and Bishar. Now, Linda, she's a noted UFO researcher. She's widely known in the UFO community. And Bishar, if you're not familiar with him, or his real name is Daryl Anka, but he channels an extraterrestrial by the name of Bishar, and you're able to speak with Bishar as Daryl Anka uses himself as a conduit or a medium to open up dialogue between us and Bishar. Excuse me, but that's not really the most important thing I wanted to discuss here. I want you to look at this interaction and listen to what's being spoken, specifically by Linda Howell. She is asking about extraterrestrials. She's mentioning different species, what their motives are, and I think Bishar, who's a pretty intelligent guy, is giving her some real on-point advice. But what is of particular interest is how Linda continues to hammer the point that she is looking for the evil extraterrestrials. And I don't want to give too much away. I want you to watch it and pick up on what's going on your own. But Bishar is trying to communicate to her that the evil resides within you, within all of us, and that if we're looking for an outside evil, we won't find it. And that's a very important message because it really speaks to the ruling elite and those who are in power and their mindset and how they think. They're very left-brained, and it's based on emotionalism. And this is how the early colonizers thought as well. And we're seeing this with Linda because she cannot accept the fact that there are no evil aliens. And the more Bishar tries to communicate the point that the evil she's looking for resides within us, the more focused she becomes on trying to pull from him an answer. She wants him to basically name a species of aliens that are evil and manipulating the planet. And Bishar won't do that because, of course, he goes on to speak of how we create our own reality. And I just thought this clip was amazing because Linda is relentless. She just won't let go because she has to find an enemy. And this is why the left brain, it can be dangerous if left unchecked because it doesn't know how to reconcile differences. It sees everything as a polar opposite, as an enemy. Whereas the right brain is looking to synthesize, to harmonize, to congregate, to bring things together so that they can work in harmony. But that left brain can't stop. It's always looking for an outside foe, an outside enemy to battle with. And Linda represents that type of thinking that is dangerous. And individuals like her, and this is not a personal attack on her because I don't know her, but individuals like her are in charge of our major learning institutions. They are the researchers that go out there and find information and disseminate that to the planet. So here you see that type of thinking is in control of information and knowledge and is in charge of disseminating an information. This is why history, our history, the history of the planet, has to be questioned because it's been told to us by individuals like this who don't know how to see things in a harmonious, cooperative, collective way, who doesn't understand the principle of Ma'at, the interdependence and interrelationship between all things. And understanding the Osirian drama when it was said Tahuti's greatest feat was to make the two combatant brothers go home in peace. We are seeking balance. We are not seeking to find the boogeyman, the enemy. So let's watch this clip and you'll see what I am saying.
These extraterrestrial biological entities manipulated DNA in already evolving primates to create Homo sapien, and the Latin was used, Homo sapien.
Yes.
Do you know specifically which extraterrestrial biological entities?
The Anunnaki.
When and where are they
About
from?
300 to 500,000 years ago, the alterations were done to certain branches of the naturally evolved hominid you call Homo habilis and Homo erectus.
And where are they from?
The Anunnaki?
Yes.
Another parallel reality. The idea that they come from a planet in your system called Nibiru is not correct.
There's other information that they are from a planet in a double system at Zeta Reticuli 1 and 2.
That's different. Those are not the Anunnaki. Those are a different form of gray.
Do you have a clear definition of who is friendly to Earth, who is neutral, and who is hostile when it comes to other intelligences in this universe?
We are aware of such, but the idea of the ones that are interacting with Earth are either neutral or friendly, or in a sense, the way you might perceive them is simply they don't really take you into account. No one interacting with Earth is actually openly hostile. No one openly hostile is allowed to interact with Earth.
But there are insidious ways to interact that would be manipulating minds, abducting humans, implanting.
The idea of the abductions, you must understand, is something that is the result of an agreement made on a higher level. Even though the individuals may not know that or remember it, they volunteered.
Hybridization of Earth could be interpreted by something like the Pentagon as being an invasion.
Yes, because many individuals in your Pentagon have fear-based beliefs, instead of understanding that it is part of the natural evolution of your world to become the sixth hybrid race, which is part of the transformation taking place now.
And what would the sixth hybrid race be from your point of view?
It would be a blending of the hybrid children that will come to live among you and the humans that exist on your planet now, along with intermixing of certain other genetic traits that already exist within you and within them that will come out in more strong ways once the mixing begins. And in about 1,000 years, you will find that the majority of the beings on your planets will feel the full effect of the hybridization genetics that exist within them, because remember, being that you are already hybridized by the Anunnaki, you contain many different kinds of hybrid genetics. It's one of the reasons you actually have many different races on your planet.
And finally, there is some evidence that some of the extraterrestrial biological entities are very focused on what happens to the soul of Homo sapiens sapien at the moment of death, with the implication that they might have an interest in trying to get human souls?
Not possible. This, again, are fear-based belief systems that allow individuals to succumb to ideas that keep them under the control of those perpetuating those fear-based belief systems.
For you, then, what is the greatest hostile threat to us on Earth?
You are.
Me personally?
No, yourselves. The negative fear-based beliefs that you have all bought into that allow you to believe there is such a thing as lack, and believe that you can be attacked and not understand how you create your reality. And the idea of those that you consider to be in power, in some senses, you are giving them their power. You are supporting them in that. But the greatest power they have is convincing you through information that they have more power than they do.
Do you think that there is any, I'm going to say, existential threat to our planet in the next 50 to 100 years?
Yes, but again, it comes from all of you. Because the idea is that you can take your planet down the path of destruction. The idea of us sharing this information with you is to help you make other choices. But we have to leave the choice in your hands. So the existential threat is that you will continue to buy into fear-based belief systems that will take some of you down a destructive path, because that's exactly what happened to the Greys. Because the Greys are not aliens. They're mutated humans from a parallel Earth they destroyed. Do you understand?
Who had the tall whites?
The tall whites are another extraterrestrial race that are aiding and assisting in the hybridization agenda so that Earth doesn't necessarily have to walk down the same destructive path that the Greys took.
So they are indirectly a kind of ally, even though they would be hugely intimidating to humans generally?
Remember that the idea of intimidation is based on your fear-based perspectives of such beings. Remember that beings like them and us operate on very high frequency levels. The reason that we are delivering information to you in the way we are and remaining at arm's length is so that we don't overwhelm you with this frequency. The frequency would force to the surface things within your own psyche that you may not be ready to integrate and face about yourselves, and actually cause psychotic shock within you. When you apply a lot of the information that we are sharing with you into your life more and more and raise your frequency, then you become more vibrationally compatible with us, and that's when open contact will happen.
How long would that be?
The window for the beginning of open contact, as we read the collective energy of your planet right now, is somewhere between the years of 2025, 2033 to 40. It will begin slowly, sporadically, isolated here and there, but definitely by 2040 and 50, all of you will know that there is such a thing as extraterrestrial civilizations and life, and there will be open announcements and open contact that will begin to allow you to become eventually a member of the Interstellar Alliance. Then you will begin to explore space as we do. You will come upon worlds like we have to yours, and you will become their UFOs.
Well, there are whistleblowers in Navy SEALs and other agencies who say since the 1970s, we have had an interstellar trade unit operating out of the National Security Agency, and that we are already involved with trading with other systems in the Milky Way galaxy.
On a very, 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 very minimal level, a lot of these stories are highly exaggerated.
What would we be trading?
Understanding of how the cosmos works, understanding of what kind of technology the understanding of the cosmos produces that is very different from your technology. Understanding of your connection to the cosmos and what you really are, understanding of your true history, as we were just discussing. One of the great gifts you will be given when open contact occurs is the actual history of your entire civilization, leaving nothing out, no gaps.
So
These
that was a very
extraterrestrial
interesting
biological
exchange.
entities
And
manipulated deep.
let me pause it here for a second. And I hope this illustrates the point I was trying to make, because this is fear-based programming, or what I call is fear-based marketing. Because those in the UFO community know they can make you afraid of aliens, if they can make you believe that they're coming to steal your souls after you die, or to steal our gold or whatever precious minerals and resources we have, they can sell you on their programs and tickets to their lectures. Listen, I think what Bashar was trying to communicate to her was a very high-level spiritual message. And because she's operating from that limited perspective, that myopic view of that anything outside of us is an opposing force, she cannot see that we create the reality that's before us, that whatever is within us is projected outward in this holographic experience. And unfortunately, as I alluded to before, many individuals like her are in control of the planet, are in control of mass media, are in control of universities. We have to put a stop to this type of thinking. And the UFO community especially has been infiltrated with racists. Now they have your tall white aliens. Before it was just the Nordic aliens that were blue-eyed and blonde hair. Now the tall whites. So you just have this polluting of the subject matter with this very fear-based, racist programming. So we have to be careful not to fall for this. And also, as I've said time and time again, many of these YouTube influencers who speak on this subject matter and claim to be spiritual, all they're teaching is conspiracy theory rhetoric. Nothing in the way of elevating your consciousness. And when you negate that, and when you don't focus on that, then all you're doing is promoting fear, promoting hate. And that is not what our ancestors were about. That is not what God is about. So I hope this message resonates with you. And let's work to free the planet together. This is Kasank Ma Keperu, son of Ma'at and Tahuti. My aunt is a beautiful goddess Heteru. Till my next video, Amen Ra.